Yo, what's going on guys? Today's video is going to be about combining the fantasies with reality. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, so when it comes to manifesting, we can use past experiences and combine them with the fantasy that we want to see going forward to manifest our reality, our new reality. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, so right now I'm in a beautiful country, beautiful city, Phuket, staying in a nice villa. I've been in a villa before this. Now I've gone into a bigger one, almost like a mansion in its size. Every room has an ensuite. Okay, before I got to this point, I had visualized staying somewhere like this based on past situations where I've stayed in villas for house parties, where I've stayed in villas for a couple nights, where I've stayed in PP Island to a nice pool. Okay, and whilst I'm visualizing my previous experiences, I am then remembering and visualizing the feeling of staying in these places. Okay, that then can impress my mind to say, okay, you've done this before, now we want to do this going further, but on another level, for longer. See where I'm going with this? So because I'm using past experiences, it's easier to manifest this situation. The same way when you're broke. Have you ever been broke but you've always managed to find a way to get money in the end? And it didn't necessarily mean you having to do A, B or C, but you was able to make the same money that you would have made if you wasn't in that situation. You know what I'm saying? That's because your past experience has known how to get you a new job, how to get you into a new situation. Your past experience has known how to get through that grind. So even if you're in a place where you're in survival mode, you know how to navigate in that time because you have got past experiences to do so. Okay, so this is how I'm able to get onto this level, because I've already experienced this in my life, but it's still a new experience for me because it's on another level, but it's something similar on the way. And that's why you combine the both realities of fantasy and reality together to then bend your reality for the new vision you want to see. Okay, so someone might be asking, well, I've never stayed in a place like this, or I've never had the opportunity to go abroad, or I've never had the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. Okay, well, let's just say, for example, something I like to do is I like to go on YouTube and watch houses on, what's his name, Ryan something, I forgot his last name, but he does house tours all around Canada and the United States. I would watch those videos, and instead of hating on those house tours or hating on the people that have got this, I would remove my ego and watch this in third person, imagining that it is me on that house tour. Okay, so that's a way how we can watch people's content. Basically we have to remove the ego, because your ego will set you up to fail. You can watch something and say, oh, how's he living like this? Why is he living like that? Or I know he's doing something dodgy to get that wealth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Once you remove the ego and love to see what you're seeing, then you can be able to manifest. You can be able to visualize and see it for yourself. A lot of people don't get no love because they don't give no love. You get me? You have to, if you never can love what someone else is doing without hating your heart, that's why you're not manifesting. I'm able to manifest because I removed the hate out of my heart. I generally want to see people win. My first impression when I see someone do something is not that they've done something bad to acquire that money, even if it has come out in the end that they have done something bad to get that money. That is not my first opinion. I will then scrutinize them if that comes out at a later point or there's some questionable things. But my first thought is not, oh, what has my man done to acquire that money? That's not what I do. That's not how my thought process is. Because I know you are able to achieve a lifestyle without having to do bad things. You just can. But what is painted in media, what is painted in society is that if you're from a certain demographic, oh, you couldn't have done that without having to do something bad. Alright? So let me tell you, like, my life, I was able to go on holiday every year. Luckily my mum and dad, they're still together to this day. It's so important that I had a dad around, because my dad was able to take us on holidays every year, minimum 1 holiday a year. So because of my past experience of going on holidays as a child, I'm then able to go abroad by myself. I'm then able to live abroad by myself, being black, because I've already had the past experience of going to different countries in different continents to gain this experience. You see where I'm going with this? So it's important to use the experiences to navigate you further in life. And like I said, if we don't have that much experience, we can visualize, we can imagine. Our imagination is great. Okay? Let me tell you like this, for the men that may be watching. When you're dreaming of the dream girl that you want to acquire, your imagination can put you into situations that makes you feel you're with her. I'm not going to make this video graphic, but you know what I'm talking about. You can use your imagination for those kind of things. Start using imagination to do better things. Our imagination is very powerful, and it doesn't know the difference. It's impressed by the same thing. Okay? So start using your imagination. Start using your imagination. If you've never experienced something, start using your imagination. Just like the meme, it must be nice. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice to live somewhere like this. It is nice to be somewhere like this. But when we say it must be nice, we don't say it must be nice in a way where we're throwing shade. We say we must be nice, like it must be nice for me to experience this situation too. Okay? And also, we also need to step into our past experiences with the stuff that has been bad. Okay? Joe Dispenza, I love his content, I love his books. He talks about the power of now. I think even Eckhart Tolle, they speak about the power of now. So it's never really about, it's what can you do now to navigate forward? And they frown against looking at the past, because most people dwell on the past. Well, if you're able to do shadow work, you can look at the past in an objective manner and not dwell on the past. Because you can look at the past and say, well, I remember when I was down, now I'm up. And you could use that as motivation to say, I don't want to be in that situation again. You feel me? So we can look at the past, as long as we're looking at it from a different perspective. We're not dwelling on it. We're not crying about it. We're not feeling like a victim about it. We're using that past life to help us get to the point where we are now and going forward. Okay? So we need to start doing shadow work. You know, for me, I've done shadow work so I can look at the past. I've done shadow work to the point where I can say, why wasn't I making videos like this? Potentially, I was a coward. Can you call yourself a coward? Can you say bad things about yourself or your previous self and go forward? Can you say that on camera? Can you call yourself these kind of names in front of the camera? I can. Because I've done the shadow work. I've done the shadow work. So why was I a coward? I was a coward because I felt some type of way showing my lifestyle or speaking my truth because the way I felt that other people would perceive me. Well, that part of me is gone now because I was able to do shadow work. I was able to meditate and align my chakras to be able to speak my truth, right? So one chakra is the throat chakra, right? This is all about communication. Because I've now aligned my chakra and I've now elevated from my heart to my throat and above, but we're talking about the throat here, I'm able to speak my truth, even if my voice shakes. Shout out to Ralph Smart, he says this all the time. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. And this is what I'm able to do now. I'm able to speak my truth. And I did a numerology test, and I found out that my master number is 11/2. It was a very in-depth numerology test. It weren't just based on my birth date. It was also to do with my full name on my birth certificate. So it was a very in-depth numerology test. But my master number is 11/2, and 11 is all about being in the limelight, being in the spotlight, which is something that's kind of been in my life as time has gone on, and I've kind of not known how to deal with that, which has then pulled me into my shell. And that shell is the two side of me. The two side of me likes to be behind the scenes. As a producer, I like to be behind the scenes. I like to make the music. I don't want to be the one who gets the fame. But what I know is now I want it all, because I do have a voice. I just don't need to rap over beats to do it. I have a bigger platform to speak my truth. Okay, so it's all about knowing thyself. I know myself now. I know myself more than I ever know myself, and I'm learning more about myself every day. I'm stepping into the unknown. I'm making these videos. I visualize wanting to do this. Even now it's kind of surreal making these videos, because I'm like, damn, this was something I wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to get there. And you may be thinking, all you gotta do is put on a camera and speak. Well, it's hard for people to do that when they don't know what they're gonna be speaking about and why they're speaking about it. I think what is not a big issue, it's why. And that's what I've been able to do, is I've been able to find the why of my purpose to life. Okay? We all have jobs, but what were they doing hundreds of years ago when there was no such things as jobs? Okay? What were they doing? What were they learning about themselves? They would have had a lot to learn about themselves with less technology, that's for sure. So I've just been learning about myself. When I was in lockdown for 3 months, I was in lockdown. Just working, visualizing. I even got a post on my Instagram. I said, once this lockdown is over, the lifestyle is commencing tenfold. I spoke that into existence. Okay? I spoke that into existence because you can script. When you script, there's a neurological link between your brain, your mind, your body, which is scripting, and soul, which goes out into the universe. Okay? When we speak words, we are communicating. Communication is a ruling house in astrology. Okay? When you speak, communication is you're now putting this into air, which can be transmuted into reality. Okay? Sorry, the mosquitoes are biting me. But yeah, so this is it. Once you learn everything about astrology, numerology, ancient mystical beliefs, you can start to connect the dots and understand how everything is connected. Because we've all heard the same thing. We're all is one. Everyone is the same. We're all connected. Yeah, bro, I've heard that saying. You know, everyone hears it. Everyone kind of believes it, but people don't really understand what this means and understand what it means. We can understand what it means, which means you know underneath, below, on surface level what it means, but do you understand it and do you understand what all is one? Because when you understand it, That's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference, where you can understand the meaning of things, the meanings of life. You know, because people know that speaking existence works, because there's so many so many people that have shown tweets where they said they were going to do this, they were going to do that, then they became that person. So people do know it to be true. But I'm here to give you that link between how it works, because most of us want to believe something, but it's mystical, and if we don't get any results, we just disband the whole ideology or belief system. But what I'm here to do is I'm here to give you the systematic, logical side to it, so you can understand how it works. But at the same time, you have to let go of it, because that's where the magic is. The magic is letting go of the feeling, of wanting and desiring. What's the point of wanting to know every single detail to everything? You know, when you're first getting into a relationship, it's cute to not know a lot about like where things are gonna go, or the spontaneous things that happen when you first start to go into a relationship is what sparks the fire alight. It's stepping into the unknown. It's stepping into the unknown. That's what you need to love. That's what you need to burst. You need to burst the bubble. If you're comfortable with the situation you're in, then I'm sorry to say, you need to burst that bubble. I've done it. I'm constantly doing it. I'm constantly bursting that bubble. Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to burst that bubble? If you're comfortable, all comfortability means is, it doesn't even mean that you're comfortable. It just means you're comfortable in the situation that you're in right now. Because you're used to it. Because you're used to people telling you this. Because you're used to people telling you that. Because you're used to people putting you down. So now you're normalized to it. You're comfortable with that, but it's not comfortable. You're just used to that situation. You hear what I'm saying here? So let's break this down one by one, systematically, so you can know how to go forward with this knowledge and then see some results. Okay, so what we want to do is, first, how we systematically and logically take this into our subconscious is by understanding and overstanding what this means. But then you want this situation to be so subconscious, you want manifesting to be so subconscious that you don't need to think about it. Just like when you drive a car. The first time you drive a car, you needed to know how to do this, you needed to know how to use the gas stick, you needed to know how, you know what I'm saying? But over time, it just became natural. That's how we want it to be with manifesting. Okay? So, let's get into this. So firstly, I want you to script and visualize. If you say you don't want to write or you don't want to do that, that's onto you. But I'm just telling you what I've done and how you can amplify the feeling. Because I've already told you, scripting, you get a connection with the mind, body, soul. If you visualize, unless you're a very good visualizer, to the point where you don't need to write, then so be it. That's on you. But I would say, if you're new to this, start scripting. Script all the good things, all the good experiences you've had in your life. And script the experiences that are related to the things you've done and the passion that you have in that thing. Let's say you're a producer. Think about all the times someone said something good about your beats, or think about all the times you made a sale. Think about those times and script them. Or if you want to go live abroad, think about the times you've been on holiday. Think about all the good experiences, okay? So start doing that, start scripting that. Then what I want you to do is I want you to script some of the bad things that you've had in life. But we're gonna flip the table. As you're scripting the bad things, I want you to script how you got out of that situation. How did you get out of that situation? And if you never got out of that situation, or if things haven't got better, think about how it's going to feel when you are up, so you remember that you never want to go through this situation again in your life. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. You need to script. Now I want you to visualize and script the good things that you want in your life, the new you want to see, that new me, like Camille. This is Camille 3.0. Start visualizing and scripting the new you, visualizing what you want to see. Start writing affirmations about who you are. I am worthy, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am handsome, I am whatever. Start writing things about you, because why our belief system has been broken is because there's a lot of people that tell you you ain't shit. They tell you ain't this, you ain't that. That's what good people are good for most days, is telling you ain't shit. Start telling you you are a king, you are a queen. Start doing that. That's how the world is set up. It's set up to tell you that you are lesser of. Start saying you are within. Okay? So you start scripting what you want to do, and then start fantasizing where you want to go. Okay? And I don't want you to think too hard about fantasizing and what you want in your life. Just let it come effortlessly. Let it come effortlessly. As soon as you've written it and you get into the writing scripting, as soon as you're scripting also, you need to get into the feeling. You need to get into the feeling of how it feels to manifest these things into your life. So I read that's the biggest trick, is there's a big correlation between scripting, writing, affirmations, and it being a bad thing. Because in school, when we're told to write lines, it was because of bad behavior. You see how they get you? They get you with the writing lines in school. Write 100 lines. So your past belief is that scripting and writing the same thing 1,000 times is a bad thing. You get me? Because that's how the school system sets you up to failure. So your brain has already affirmed that is why you don't like writing. But let me let me flip the script and say, let's start writing what we want and see the feeling you get there when you're writing your life. Okay? Start writing about what you want in your life, and then you'll see the feeling change. Okay? So that's what we need to do. You need to be more in tune with yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to bro, no one can tell me anything. I've got to the point where I know there's nothing anybody can't tell me about myself that I already don't know. And I'm fully enjoy who I am, I love who I am, and that's just how it is. My confidence can't be broken. I'm on my purpose, my confidence can't be broken. You could agitate me if that's what you want to do, if you get kicks out of that, but you can't get me. I've got my life, I've got too much things going on. I've got a family to take care of. I'm living my life. So if you want to agitate me, that's cool. I'll just remove you from my life. But I'm saying, I'm so driven, I'm so tunnel vision that it doesn't even really matter what people may want to do to me. And if anybody's feeling some type of way from my confidence, that is on them. That's not on me. That's the inner work, that's the shadow work they need to do on themselves. Love yourself. And then once you love yourself, you can give love out, then receive. Because the reason why people don't give love is because they don't love themselves. How can you expect someone to love you if they don't love themselves? So love yourself. This is the synergetic, this is the synergetic field you need to have to then manifest. It's not just black and white, reality and fantasy. You need everything to be in harmony to then project this new life. You just need it, and it has to start with you. within. Okay? So yeah, if you've liked this video, you know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe if you're new, and if you want to get in contact with me, you have any queries, DM me. Okay? I'm trying to help people, and I've got enough experience to help people navigate through life, and I'm still making new experiences within my life. One thing I had, the one reason why I was skeptical about doing these kind of videos, because I was like, well, I'm not at the top where I want to be yet. Well, I'm not at the top where I want to be, but the life that I have is still good enough, and I have enough experience to help people along the way. And as I help you, I help myself. Okay? So if you've liked this video, you know what to do. Peace.